The next session is one of my favorites because it's presented by one of my favorite people in the community. She's a very kind soul. She's very knowledgeable. She has lots of experience with logosynthesis, and she has specially prepared something for us. Let me tell you a little bit about her before I reveal who she is. She's a Swiss diploma of psychosocial advisor. She's a coach and supervisor. Since many years, she has been working with logosynthesis with her clients. She is a logosynthesis trainer and master practitioner, and she educates and trains specialists in logosynthesis. She's a board of the Logosynthesis International Association, and she's responsible for certifications. And I'm talking about dear Christin Aannerud. So welcome, Christin.
Thank you, Alan. Now I'm just touched again about your introduction of me. Thank you. And I was touched already before because I was in the workshop of Laurie, and she talked about the Rainbow Bridge. And it really touched my heart because bridges, that's kind of my mission in life. And that's also why I'm in the board of the LIA, and why I'm doing actually what I'm doing there, because it's kind of two very different parts. One is being in flow with logosynthesis, working with it, and the other part is containing it through the LIA and through all the regulations and everything. And there it needs a bridge, and always to have an eye on it. How much regulations do we need to exist and to go through this matrix to this world, and how much is too much?
Exactly.
So that's the challenge in it, and that's what I like about it, and that's part of my mission in doing this, actually. Yeah, so I will start with the hard facts. The LIA at first. I would like to share screen. Okay, the LIA. I will start with the LIA. What is the LIA actually doing? And why is this so important? Of course, it's important to connect all people, everything that's going on in the logosynthesis scene. For that, LIA is important. LIA supports professionals and other interested parties with the logosynthesis. We have a lot of material on the homepage for professionals, but also for basic members, that they can go in and look at, say, that films, that as YouTube films, that are regulations, everything is on there. The LIA established a worldwide logosynthesis network with numbers of active hubs. I think we can see a result of this today on the Logosynthesis Day. It offers a platform for exchange and knowledge and experience. It contributes to spreading of logosynthesis. It promotes the quality and further development of logosynthesis. And it certifies professionals across various levels. I think it's to my opinion, it's really important to have the LIA to keep this everything together and look for the same standards all over the world, because the LIA community is really growing at the moment. And that's why it's important to have a spot where everything comes together. Okay, and if you want to learn logosynthesis, now I'll switch to the other point. A good spot to start, that is, if you haven't had any experience with logosynthesis yet, it's to read the books. Willem already said that a good start is Discover Logosynthesis, this book, and the Minute Miracles. But all of them are worth reading at the moment. I've just finished the newest one from Willem. He will talk more about it later, Alone to Alive, and it's great for me. You can start anywhere, and I think that these two books, Self-Coaching with Logosynthesis and Logosynthesis Healing with Words, they are kind of the starting point if you on the technical level, when you want to learn how to use it. And most of these books, not all of them, are also translated into German. The last one isn't, and I think the Reclaiming Your Energy from Your Emotions isn't as well. And the others, as I think they are translated to German. But it's not only Willem writing books in the community. The community is growing, and there are lots of other people coming into this as well. Kathy has written 2 books. They're in English, both. And Laurie, you saw her before. She had a workshop that something didn't work there. She has written books in English. And we have 1 German book, Stressfrei in Schule und Studium. That's not translated yet to English, as far as I know. And then a special one written by Miriam Nordermann, a children's book. This is translated into 3 languages, also English, French, and Italian. Yeah, and I can recommend all of them. They are all of them good starts, and also good to read besides your path going through, if you want to start with logosynthesis and also going through it. Okay, and the path itself. I start with logosynthesis for everybody. This is a starting point, besides the books, of course, for you if you don't have any education in counseling, coaching, guided change. Then there are seminars and workshops open for everybody. There are lots of them. So the main seminar here is the self-coaching with logosynthesis. And then there are lots of the issue workshops where you can attend as well. I have listed up some of them, but if you want to know exactly what's going on, you have to go to the LIA page. They should be listed there. And if they are not, I recommend all of you that are giving these seminars to put them on there. And if you have a professional training guided change, you can start with a practitioner curriculum. This is only possible if you have this professional training. And then you start with the practitioner curriculum, and after that comes the master practitioner, if you're finished with it, and then the trainer. Important, when I'm saying this, it sounds like whoa, 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 one after the other. And to my opinion, and what's important here, it's exactly that bridge that I talked about in the beginning. It's not only about doing it, working it through. More of it is about the personal process you're going through in this whole curriculum. And it's not about doing it as fast as possible, but it's really a personal process you're going through. And that's also what I love about this curriculum. Okay, now we come to the practitioner in logosynthesis, how to get there. First of all, you need to have this professional training. Then comes first the logosynthesis basic seminar, where you learn the ground skills, trigger reaction, the technical part. And then you need at least 2 or 3 path seminars. If you're doing online, or you will need all 3 of the seminars: the path of the courage, the path of the will, and the path of the trust. Then you need a logosynthesis live seminar. And you will need group and individual supervision. You can check everything out in the regulations of the LIA. You'll need practice groups, 4 to 6 meetings per year, at least, I would say. And this whole curriculum that lasts at least for 1 year. I really recommend take your time, don't stress through it. And at the end, you will need to hand in to the LIA certification committee a written paper about your process, about the case study. And that's it then. And for the German-speaking people, we have a special offer, and that's from the Logosynthesis Institute of Switzerland. If you don't have this guided change education, you can do a 3-year diploma program on counseling with logosynthesis, but that's in German. In English, we don't have it yet, so far I know. Perhaps somebody is setting it up, but I don't know it yet. Yeah. Okay, and now we come to the community that is growing. In the last year, there have been a lot of practitioners coming through from the whole world. And I was amazed at that as I set up how many countries that had went through a practitioner curriculum last year and came through with their written paper as practitioner. These are all the countries into that. And I would like to mention the people that went through. Sara and Celia from Italy, they made the practitioner paper. Lori from the US. Julia from Belgium. And Alan, you know him very well, from Peru, and that's very special because that's the first person from the continent of South America. And then we have Steve, Sue, Raya, and Kulchit from the UK. Stephanie from Austria. Sally and Alan from Ireland. Slobodan from Serbia. And then we have a lot of Swiss people: Daniel, Herman, Judith, Karin, Henrietta, Martina. And from Germany, we have Taruna, Paulina, Tanja, Helga, Christel, Elke, Tonja, and Stephanie. Congratulations to all of you. A big applause. And then we have 2 master practitioners as well who went through. One from Holland and one from Canada. Olga, a big congratulations and welcome as a master practitioner, and Kathy, that you know a bit from the sideline also today. Congratulations to you as well. Okay, I will now stop my presentation. And I have a guest also, and that is Karin. Karin Athanasiou, she just finished her practitioner this year. And I would like to know from you, Karin, you present yourself, and I would like to know from you, how did you experience your path going through the practitioner curriculum, being there where you are today as practitioner?
Thank you very much for your introduction. It was an experience, actually. It was a very personal experience, I have to say. And I really can attest to what you said before, that it's worth taking your time as well. Because there is a lot going on when you go through this education, when you do this path, actually. I started in 2018 with you. Doing the basic course, and it was recommended to me at that time by my partner, who was working with you on a different level, and he was enthusiastic about it, and said something. It's like magical. It works like magic, and it's working with the power of words, and that intrigued me because I've always been a girl with words since I've been studying English and philosophy, and I've been teaching English for 20 years in company teaching and stuff like that. So words were always my thing, but I was also a bit skeptical at the time, of course, like I am. And then I joined the basic seminar with you, and it just blew me away because I realized how good that works and how gentle that approach is. And I've been just opening a coaching practice 2 years before that. And I've experienced at that time already that with many coaching clients, you come to a point where you get them to a real issue, to a block, and you can guide them to there. And then you stop, and it's basically stops, the process stops there, because you don't really have a tool or something that, for example, beliefs, then you can resolve beliefs in a very good, in an efficient way, and all the other things that have been mentioned today. And that was really a game changer, actually, to work with that, to see that clients really can progress much quicker, and they really resolve their beliefs, and the how shall I say, the results are there, and it really changes your life, and it changed mine too, I have to say. I then later on, I just worked with it for a while, and then I decided to do the practitioner and do the path seminars, and they were, again, they changed my life too, because then you have really to work on yourself, and that is a very personal process, I realized. And it goes as deep as you want to go. So if you want to go deep, you can, and it really can resolve loads of issues. And during that time, I came to know my terrific practice group. This is a really big part of the path, because that's really the work there that you can do in between the seminars is invaluable. And I really have to say a big thanks to all my practitioners, to my practice group, because we have been working since pre-COVID, actually, 2019, and we've been together ever since, and we meet weekly or by or every 2 weeks or something like that at the latest. So we have been able to do really great work and resolve loads of issues in the meantime, and it just freed, actually, I think it freed my coaching practice, so I could work better with my clients. Because you can remove triggers, you can concentrate on the counter transference, you have much more space for your client, which opens the space for much work for the client. And of course, they are also happy then to work with you. And I'm happy to do that work. I mean, it's also kind of what you mentioned before, it's building bridges, right? So yes, it changed my life in various ways, actually, then. And especially the paper then later on was also a big piece of it, because it allowed me to go deep with one case. I tried to demonstrate one case over several sessions, how we work with that, with a client, and it allows you to reflect deeper on the process that you're doing with your client and what you do with logosynthesis within sessions and how you react to that. And the great gift afterwards, for example, is also when you reflect on that, you see, oh, okay, I have an issue with, I have a trigger or something like that, or I resonate too much. So you can also resolve that trigger later on for yourself in a self-coaching session or in supervision, of course. And that was a big step on the path. So that motivated me to move on and do the master practitioner as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you also learned stuff so you can do self-coaching throughout this. It is not only about not only about working with other people, but you also got the skills for self-coaching.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And that's also something I apply daily, basically, because I also work with in a pull-out program for primary school children, for vulnerable children. We do art therapy, kind of something like that. And they have various issues, and they're in the primary school age, and they can be quite challenging. And we're also meant to hold space for them because they have very difficult backgrounds very often. And we do work in 90-minute sessions. So all in all, we have 72 children or 75 children during the whole week, but we change in a very small team. And in between sessions, time is sometimes very short, and you have, you know, working with these children does something to you. So I apply logosynthesis in between sessions, for example, to clear a space for the next session. Or I cleared the space using logosynthesis after work before coming home, not so as I'm not bringing home stuff to my own children, which are also a challenge because they're teenagers.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you, I know I think you have used 3 years to go through this practitioner curriculum now, and as not only in 1 year and doing it together. How would you recommend this pace that you made? Was that a good pace for you to go through? Yeah. Why wouldn't you do it faster? You know?
Good question. I think you need time to integrate the changes that are happening. Of course, you can do it faster. I mean, that's all. I think it all depends also on what have you done before. Sometimes you haven't so many issues, you know, for example, with the questions or the issues in the path of will or trust or courage. But still, it's really worth taking the time to integrate all the stuff. So that's really my recommendation. So you can really work on that, and because it's really so effective. It really does something. And very often I've come to realize you don't often realize quite directly afterwards what the impact was, but you realize it a little bit later on when you realize, wow, that is something that I wouldn't have been able to do before. Like going out and present myself on a video screen like this.
And I think what you're saying, that's so important also for me to say once again, it needs time. The process needs time, and that's the most important part for me in the curriculum to get to be a practitioner in logosynthesis, and also master practitioner and the trainer and whatever. It needs time, and take the time. It's not by stressing through something.
No,
that's also what I'm hearing from you now. I hear a lot about your own process in it and less about the skills, you know, you have learned there.
I think the skills, I mean, that is something when you have been through coaching education or something like that, or through guided change or stuff. I mean, it's easy to learn basically the technical stuff within the time, within the frame of guided change, of course. But that is okay. But I think the own process with that is much more important, because then that's what you bring into the coaching room, right, with your clients. So that's something you can work with then later on. But funnily enough, it's an issue at the very beginning when you get to learn logosynthesis and how well it works and how efficient it works. Everybody I know always has the urge to, let's do that for the whole world, and let's just resolve every issue that I have. That's the first urge that you have, and it's good to resist that.
And really that changes throughout the curriculum then, this thought, or changed for you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It needs time as well. Yeah.
I would say so. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Karin, thank you very much for sharing your experience here, and showing that the process is so important. That's a hard part for me as well. Thank you.
Welcome.
And for all of you listening now, if you want to know more, go to the LIA website, inform yourself, and I'm happy to make a double list next year of new practitioners, but not rush it. Yeah. I thank you for listening, and I hope to see a lot of you, and the community will grow, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Thank you, Christin and Karin. What you just said is so important, and I'm taking from what you said. Take your time, because the most important part is our own personal development. The technique, you can learn it like this. You can master it with practice, but the personal growth is the most important part, for sure.